Right, let's look ahead now, and 2014 looks set to be a significant one for motorsport in Wales. The diggers are supposed to start work on a brand new circuit in Blaenau Gwent early next spring. It's a £280 million project which will create thousands of jobs according to developers. But, as Gareth Rhys-Owen reports, not everyone's happy.
5 years in the planning and at twice the price of the Millennium Stadium, no one can accuse the Circuit of Wales of lacking ambition, though some are not impressed.
The plans for Circuit of Wales are so ridiculously grandiose, it has absolutely no chance of working, and it'll be an embarrassment to an awful lot of people who backed it, I'm afraid.
Ebbw Vale has seen better days. Yes, there's a sense of community here, but it's still reeling after the loss of heavy industry. They need hope, and that hope could come from the Circuit of Wales, because the plans offer more than just the circuit. It's about regeneration of the whole area.
Developers claim that up to 6,000 jobs will be created as a result of the 3.5-mile circuit. The plans include supplementary tracks for karting and motocross, as well as a motorsport academy and technology park.
It's one of the largest investment programs in Ebbw Vale in the last 40 years. So what does it cost? It's around £280 million. Most of it's going into enabling infrastructure, it's going into commercial developments, it's going into leisure and commercial real estate, and it's going into the track. So when we talk about how do we recover £280 million from a number of events, we don't. We get it from a range of industrial and commercial opportunities on site.
So what do the riders think? Carl Fogarty is the most successful world superbike champion of all time.
We're desperate for circuits. The rest of them, you know, they're very old-fashioned, they're quite dangerous in my opinion. So, you know, to have a fantastic facility, a race circuit with, you know, obviously for cars, bikes, motocross, as well as bring like an academy through a, you know, a good, fantastic, new kind of state-of-the-art safe circuit. It's what this, you know, like I say, the country, the UK I'm on about, has been crying out for a long time.
It's not only race days that are vital to the success of any track in the UK. Here in Brands Hatch, anybody can jump into a car and drive around the circuit. It's an important business model. The question mark is whether or not it will translate to the Circuit of Wales.
Brands Hatch employs just 80 people. It's one of 5 circuits owned by Motorsport Vision, a group headed by former F1 driver Jonathan Palmer. Its annual revenue is around £11 million, a better state than Silverstone, which made a £3 million loss last year and is reportedly on the market for just £10 million.
Do you actually, in principle, welcome a new competitor to the market?
There's no problem with a new competitor, a new circuit being built. The Circuit of Wales model will rely continually on annual public subsidy to have any chance of surviving. It'll never make a profit.
Jonathan's worried that we only exist because of subsidies and he doesn't get them. That's what he's worried about. And therefore he wants to understand whether there's a competitive landscape. The reality is we're offering a better product, and we've taken a long time to make sure that it is a viable and sustainable development.
This is sour grapes on your behalf, isn't it?
Not in the slightest, it's not sour grapes, it's just reality. I think there is a major responsibility of where public funds are going. This is blindingly obvious to anybody that it's not going to work, it's a white elephant. And indeed, if it's not, if people challenge that, well fine, let's let private funding pay for it.
The truth is they're scared, they're worried, because this will take a lot away from those circuits. So I'm not surprised that they're putting protests in left, right and centre and not happy about it. So they see it as a threat.
The Welsh Government declined our request for an interview, but told us that they have provided support towards the initial project development stage following a positive independent due diligence report. However, the real test of the circuit's success will be the ability to attract the big races.
Will we be talking about the MotoGP coming here in a decade's time, or will it already have been here?
I'm hoping it might have already been here, but I'm hoping that, you know, the reality is we're building an FIA GT1 track. It is therefore international motorsports of the highest order.
If they do have anything like MotoGP, there'll be a fee of some 2 to 3 million that will be required to pay to the promoters of MotoGP, Dorna. The circuit won't be able to afford to pay that.
If the purpose of that track is to attract world-class events and those don't come, then I think it's obviously going to be very difficult to generate anywhere near the benefits that they're predicting.
It is a fantastically special location. It has an amazing level changes and topography that give accelerating racing. It has modern facilities where spectators and consumers and events will want to be.
It's just not going to work. It'll have a few events for a few years until people realise it's a waste of money, and then it'll get left as a growing tumbleweed over. It'll be a headache, but it'll be an embarrassment for people.
So it's not about the track. It's not about a single event. It's about what could a automotive development anchored around a motorsport series of events and industries look to do in terms of regenerating a poor part of our country.
Work on the 830-acre site is scheduled to start in March. Only then will we start seeing the finishing line.